cricket we saw in those nightly horror movies of the winter of 1974-75. But this is a different story, the story of England's long high summer of 1975. There's never been a summer quite like it before, of course. 1947, was it as hot? No, I don't think it was. 1921, well, I was alive and it didn't feel quite so hot. Apart from a rather sad backsliding on the 2nd of June, which we won't mention again, this was the perfect, long, blazing, burning summer. That gave it the setting. Certainly, BBC television's sign, "Rain stopped, play has never gathered so much dust through lack of use as it did then." The Prudential Cup set the tone for it. 8 nations engaged to compete for the Championship of the World, though let us be fair and say that South Africa were barred from the competition. Now, in terms of arrangement, the 8 countries were divided into 2 groups of 4 apiece to ensure, for shrewd financial reasons, that England had a certain path to the semi-final. Australia, West Indies and Pakistan had all to compete in Group B, but that did mean that from the start there were matches that really, seriously and urgently mattered. There was a capacity crowd at the first round to watch Australia, with their team of fast bowlers who ruined England in the previous winter, play Pakistan. And Pakistan could be fancied to win with very reasonable fairness. Very strong side, brilliant batting. Now, Australia batted first and they made 278, a pretty useful total. Everyone wanted a sight of Jeff Thomson, but his opening spell, well, even the first over was much less than perfect. There were 4 no balls and a wide, all signalled officially by a phlegmatic Tom Spencer, derisively by the crowd, and answered by Thomson with a signal all his own. But in fact, he never bowled more than the occasional good ball all day. So long as Majid Khan was batting and looking the casual master batsman he is, it seemed for a while that the large Pakistani element in the crowd would be lords in Leeds that night. But Dennis Lilly's pace eventually was the decisive factor. Sadiq was the first to go.
Oh, it's tremendous Yorker, really let it go. That's the fastest one he's bowled so far, shattering the stumps right through Sadiq's defences.
Hold him, that's well bowled by Lilly. A good effort coming back for his 7th over, and that is the wicket the Australians needed.
They're all going up, Lilly's got another. Another catch for Rodney Marsh behind the end of Sarfraz pretty swiftly.
It's in the air. Max Walker is coming round under it, and there could be trouble here. Oh, what a blow. Walker has caught it. What a catch. And that is it. The last ball of Dennis Lilly's 12th over has ended this game.
Now, after that, Pakistan had to beat West Indies to stay in the competition. They scored 266 and West Indies lost early wickets, but so long as Clive Lloyd remained, Pakistan couldn't relax. 17-year-old Javed Miandad is the bowler here, and Clive Lloyd, with 53, was looking ready to take the bowling apart.
And that's well bowled too, and he's given him umpire language, and Lloyd doesn't like it. The Pakistan players absolutely delighted, and that surely Must be the end of things for the West Indies now, with their captain dismissed for 53. Bowls now to Boyce. Bowl him! And that is another inside edge onto the stumps. Boyce not making full contact, and the 8th wicket has gone down. West Indies surely now cannot win.
That's been dispatched to the square leg boundary, or behind square. A very fine sweep by Holder there, hitting it right in the middle of the bat.
Pakistan leg spinner Miandad bowling to Holder. Good firm stroke, just the single, and it brings up the 200. The West Indies are fighting hard here. 200 on the board for 8 wickets, and this partnership has produced 34 runs between Holder and Derek Murray. Sarfraz to Holder. Oh, what a great catch by Parvez Mia! And no wonder he looks pleased. He's playing in his first great international contest, and he may well have taken the catch to win the match. 32 to Murray, but it's Roberts now who has to face Miandad. Good shot, 4 runs. Slightly overpitched. Roberts might be going in at number 11, but he still doesn't waste an opportunity of that kind. And now it's Roberts to face Sarfraz. Oh, well bowled. Very good leg cutter. 232 for 9. Asif bowls to Murray. Oh, good shot. And that'll be 4 runs. Asif Masood to Murray. Oh, great shot. And 4 runs. That's a lovely stroke from Derek Murray. 5 runs from 5 deliveries, and it's no good the West Indies making 266, because in that case Pakistan would win on the least number of wickets to fall. Wasim Raja. And he's got to hit the stumps. Oh, and he's missed running him out, and they'll take another run. Wasim Bari, the man who threw to Wasim Raja, he couldn't gather it in, and they took 2 runs. 3 to win, and there are 4 balls left. Excitement certainly in the centre. Zahir, the fieldsman, and almost overthrows there. So it is now 266. What a great job Andy Roberts has done in this over. The field has got to come in now and stop Roberts taking 1 more single. And there it is. It's the winning run for the West Indies. A great game of cricket and a marvellous win by the West Indians. At one stage looking as though they were beaten.
So Pakistan, who at full strength might have won it, were out of the cup. Now next came the most eagerly anticipated match of the competition. All tickets were sold weeks in advance for Australia against West Indies at the Oval. The ticket touts were in big business, while some people found even more illicit methods of entry. West Indian supporters had plenty to cheer about, plenty to make them confident when Australia were put out for a paltry 192. Now that never stretched the West Indian batting, but it was most gallantly done by Alvin Kalicharan in a splendid burst of defiance when he carried the attack to Dennis Lillee as few batsmen in the world have ever done.
And he's done it again. 4 fours in 4 balls.
Great shot. A beautiful back foot cover drive. The most talented batsman, Mr. Goodfellow. Lillee again. It's a beautiful hit, magnificent hit, picked up from round about leg stump. And what an onslaught Pelletier has launched on Lilly here this afternoon.
So Australia, runners-up in Group B, went next to Headingley for the semi-final where they met England, who hadn't been extended in winning Group A, but who now face their first real test.
Now it's Gary Gilmore, his second over of the day to Amos. Well bowled, and that's out. What a good delivery. And so Amos is gone for 2 and England 2 for 1.
And he's bowled him. And Gilmore having a fantastic start here. And England's second wicket going down with the score on 11. And that's a brilliant catch, a beautiful catch by Marsh, taking it almost out of Ian Chappell's hands. So all three have fallen to Gilmore. Greig falling for the trap. The third wicket's down at 26, and Tony Greig's out for 7.
So Frank Hayes. He's out, no shot. Well, that's a sad way to go. A 4th wicket for Gary Gilmore. What a spell this man is having. And England are 33 for 4. And poor Frank Hayes is gone for 4.
There's another one whipping through, and he's out. Keith Fletcher, LBW. 5th wicket for Gary Gilmore. 5 down for 35.
And he's out. Another one gone. Alan Knott out for naught. 35 for 6, and Gilmore's 6th wicket for 10 runs in a quite dramatic opening spell.
That was a most accomplished piece of swing bowling, and England were all out for a mere 93. But John Snow, recalled to the side, also found the pitch and the atmosphere to his liking.
Well bowled. Good over this by John Snow. And he's given him out. He's given him out. So Turner is out, LBW for 7, and Arnold has struck the first blow for England. Australia 17 for 1.
What a good ball. Had no luck at all there, John Snow. He's beaten all 3 batsmen on and outside the off stump. And that must be close. Yes, that goes a finger. No doubt at all. So John Snow taking the wicket he so fully deserved there. That of the Australian captain Ian Chappell, the second man out for Australia with the score on 24. That's got through again and is out. John Snow struck again. That's the second Chappell brother that goes. And John Snow really hurried off the pitch, that one. 32 for 3. And Greig, by far, I think, their best batsman, following brother Ian into the pavilion. McCusker looking fairly solid at this point. And he bowled it! Oh, what a catch. So this game really beginning to boil up now. Australia 32 for 4. McCusker's gone, and the crowd, the jubilant crowd, think they might be in here for a thrilling finish. Old to Edwards. And he bowled it! What a great performance! And the crowd going mad, and Australia 32 for 5. And Edwards has gone without scoring. What a game of cricket this is. Whistle 2 for 5 now, and the game thrown wide open. And just look at those people. And he's bowled it. He's got a enormous swing. I think he's completely off bail, yes. Have a look at the wickets, says Chris Old. Your off bail's gone and you're out. And 6 are down. And Chris Old has taken 3 wickets in 8 balls. 39 for 6, Australia score stands at. It's a good, firm, solid blow there by Gilmore. No doubt about that one. That's now dropped it. Chance there to Tony Greig, a difficult one, but the chances that really must be accepted. Hurrying through, Walter scampering for the single going to bring Australia victory here in the semi-final of this Prudential Cup.
There was very little doubt about the man of the match award. So, Australia versus West Indies, the final at Lord's. Perfect conditions, a full house, hardly daring to believe that this match would live up to the rank of World Cup final. Yet, but for that almost freakish last wicket stand against Pakistan, West Indies would never have reached the final at all. In the wider aspect, the Prudential Cup was a magnificent success, the kind of success everybody had hoped, but nobody dared expect that it would be. Finance, entertainment, weather, everything was right, and it must happen again when the rulers of the game decide where. So the English season shifted to the Test series with Australia. Mike Denness, appointed captain of England for the first Test only, his major Test, won the toss and in a gamble with his career put Australia into bat on a slow, easy wicket in good weather but with threat of rain. Australia made an utterly secure 359, and then the rain came and England were hurled out in what seemed just like a repeat of Australia 1974-75. Even there, Dennis Lillee had established something of a love-hate relationship with Dennis Amiss.
Lifted, nothing he could do about it short of a length. Amiss has gone and Lillee has struck again.
Fletcher now faces Walker. And that is out. Not a very good shot. And that's the second England wicket down with the total at 24. Walker to Edridge. And that's a good shot. Picked up and hit away behind square leg. The outfield is slow, but it'll still be 4.
Walker to Denness. That's out, and nicely caught by Greg Chappell at second slip. Gooch facing Walker. Oh, and he's caught off a thin deflection down the leg side. He's right over the top, and Greg has hit him an enormous blow over long on. Oh, that's out. Must be out. England in a heap of trouble here. Tony Greig caught behind by Rodney Marsh, the delighted Max Walker.
Oh, what a fine ball. What a fine ball. Allen not hopelessly late on that. And that must be fairly close. Yes, that's out. Error of judgment there by John Edridge.
Oh, well bowled. My word, that's a nice piece of bowling from Lillee. Underwood out to bowl Lillee for 10. Oh, it's a good Yorker. Indeed, it is. I'm not at all sure that John Stowe didn't get a touch to that. And he's under that, and it's safely caught. Greg Chappell is the man ending the innings. 101, England all out.
Denness's gamble had failed. England followed on, and he personally needed a big score to retain his place in the captaincy.
Oh, what a good delivery. A little bit slower, and it looked to me as though he deliberately bowled a quickish off-break. Certainly a slower ball. Mike Denness out for 8, bowled by Jeff Thompson, and I fear that that may be Mike Denness's last innings as captain of England.
And it was. Mike Denness never lost determination or dignity, but even his friends, and perhaps indeed even Denness himself, must have been relieved when the stress of that increasingly impossible position was ended. For Lords, the new captain, Tony Greig, promised team changes and a new approach. But with Lillee rising above a sluggish pitch to bowl superbly, the beginning was all too depressingly the familiar story. Barry Wood was the first to go.
Oh, that must be close. Yes, indeed. The first wicket for Australia, Barry Wood. That's well bowled. Edridge, the second wicket down.
And he's given him out, and that's the third one to Bill Ali. And Amos has gone again for yet another nought, and Lilly is the man who's done the damage. And that's it, caught behind. Little Snick heard all over the ground here. Dennis Lilly claims his fourth victim, and England rocket to 49 for 4, with Gooch caught by Marsh with his score on 6.
That was the undramatic David Steele's dramatic cue at the age of 33 to become a national symbol of England's resistance.
Good shot. Off the mark, 4 runs.
Oh, fine shot. What a great shot there by Dennis Steele. That's the way to play the bouncer. Let's see what retort we shall get from D. Lilly after that. Well played too. Pushed away square on the offside. Ball running away down this fast outfield, and that's 4 more.
Tony Greig.
Lilly again to Tony Greig.
Well played. Standing up pretty straight and driving it on the up for 4, square on the offside.
Steele facing Lilly.
Hits in beautifully off the back foot for 4 runs down the hill on a very fast outfield. The 100 up.
Lilly again to Steele.
He hooks in for 4, and the crowd really enjoying this. Lilly dispatched for 4, a bad ball.
Lilly again to Greig.
But she got away through the open space in front of square, and I think it's got enough run on it for 4.
There's a big gap. Half volley beautifully driven by Greig. Ross Edwards a long, long chaser, and the ball gathering pace the whole time, through for 4 more. And that's flicked away to deep long leg. Greig will be looking for the second. He's hurrying, he's coming back, and there he comes. Great long legs, bringing him through to a really excellent 50. He really has taken some of this Australian bowling by the scruff of the neck. He's got through to 50 in only 86 minutes when England were in a lot of trouble. David Steele on 49. And David Steele going through to his 50, hammering that off the back foot through to mid-wicket. And what a great performance this has been from David Steele of Northamptonshire. The cricketer's choice, really, for a place in this Test side. And how well he's merited his inclusion. Battled against adversity from the moment he came in, and he's made 50 out of 143 for 4. He's bowled him. So Thompson breaking through, beating David Steele there with that extra little bit of pace. Pleased about that. A bad ball from Mullock, dropped very, very short, and Allen not confidently off the mark.
Good shot. There's no man there at mid-on. It's rather a strange-looking field for Alan Knott. He's picked the gap nicely, and that outfield is very fast. Very steady. And the 50 partnership comes up. And another very good one for England. Great stroke. 200 up for England now, and what a good performance, having been 49 for 4.
Tony Greig, Alan Mott, and later Bob Woolmer sustained that resistance. England reached 315, something at last for their bowlers to attack. John Snow characteristically took this chance to make us all wonder why he was ever dropped from the England team. Here he bowls to McCusker.
So John Snow has caught the outside edge there 2 or 3 times. And that's LBW, and John Snow's got the breakthrough. And Bill Alley in action again. Up goes the finger, and Turner is out. LBW to Snow for 9.
That's well bowled. Might just have pulled the bat away. Picked him up. Good catch by Alan Knott. The breakthrough so desperately wanted by John Snow and Tony Greig. And look at the England team now rushing to congratulate Snow. A great spell of bowling. That's well bowled too. And he's getting him out, LBW. John Snow, his 3rd wicket. Australia 37 for 3. And no wonder England looked delighted.
As English amazement merged into elation, Australia were reduced to 82 for 8 when Dennis Lillee joined Ross Edwards.
It's a good hit, a big hit, right over into the crowd. First 6 of the match. A good shot. My word, that was a good stroke from Ross Edwards. A good shot again. Very strong off the back foot.
And a glorious square cut by Edwards. It's a shot's brought him so many runs. So way to go through the 90s. Moves on then to 95. Only 1 slip. Another 5 men able to save 1. And he's out, LBW. Oh dear, what a disaster for Ross Edwards. But he's held the fort there for 201 minutes. He's never looked in any bother at all until his score was on 99.
It's a splendid stroke off the back foot. Stroke of a real batsman. That's a splendid shot. And that's an even better one. What a great shot from Dennis Lillee. A magnificent 6, hooked away, over square leg. A really great stroke. Great shot again to give him his 50. Lever's being severely dealt with out there. He had 8 taken from his first over of this spell. And now Dennis Lillee has assaulted him again in this over and has moved to his own half-century.
And that swung high into the crowd. It's a big 6 by Dennis Lillee. Oh, what a day he's having. And that's out, LBW, and David Steele has done it. In his first over, broken up this very stubborn last wicket partnership. And Tony Greig absolutely delighted there.
England's lead 47, and they set about increasing it. Here, Walker bowls to Barry Wood.
It's a good shot. He was over that very nicely, played it down through the gap, and it raced away.
That's a good shot, and that's 4 runs.
It's a good shot. No mid-on, of course. You have to chase those. Gary Wood in no hurry, quite confident it's going for 4, and he's right.
It's in the air, but safe, and will beat Turner out on the boundary. That's his half century. Good comeback for Barry Wood. Oh, he's gone. A good catch, that. The first wicket down at 111. Barry Wood out for 52.
Ashley Mullett with his off-spinners from the pavilion end. It's a fine shot. Wasn't all that short. Steele really putting it away with a lot of power through the offside. It's been 4 hours for John Edrich for his 62. And yes, he's got one through. That'll skid away through for 4.
Good looking sweep. And 4 runs. That's a good stroke. He gave himself a little bit of room there. It's a more militant approach from John Edrich.
That's going down. This is going to be his 100, I'm sure. Yes, he's running back for the second. And he's home. So John Edrich has got 100 for England.
Instead of Thompson or Walker, it's going to be Doug Waters. And he's done it again. He's broken the partnership. Now, what a tremendous ploy from Ian Chappell. He's pulled Walters in, the great partnership breaker in Australian cricket. He's bowled David Steele a full toss and taken a brilliant diving catch away to his right.
And that's another good shot. Really fine form being shown here this morning by John Edrich, clipping that through mid-wicket. Both bowlers coming alike to him at the moment. So Lilly bowling again to Amos. And that's it, he's caught him in the slips. It's the old story, I'm afraid, that Dennis Lilly has dismissed Dennis Amos once again. And that's through the slips. Quite where he intended it, but it's going to bring 4 runs to John Edrich.
That's 4 runs. And he moved to double figures for the first time in the Test innings. Good shot, 4 runs.
And that's a beautiful stroke. 2 extra cover.
Edrich hoping himself a little bit. That will go through again for 4. Ethan Gilmore, no chance of cutting it off once it beats the field down there towards the Tottenham. So the 300 coming up, 303 now for 3. With Edrich moving the score under 146. Mullett to Gooch. He's bowled him. So Graham Gooch, the 4th man out for England, he made 31 and enjoyed a partnership of 56 with John Edrich. Good full swing of the bat. First ball from Greg gets him off the mark.
That's 6. What a great shot. It went over Greg Chappell's head, but it went a long, long way over. Oh, that was a lovely stroke. That's a good shot. picked that up nicely. Well wide of Jeff Thompson.
Greg already down the wicket. He's caught, driven very firmly and very solidly. And Doug Walters at short extra, clinging on to a very stinging drive there. That's in the air, could be out. And it's the end of John Edrich. And appreciation then for the Surrey captain, John Edrich. A marathon stay at the innings, the man who's really put England in this exceedingly strong position. He's out for 175 and occupied the crease for 9 hours. Biggish edge there. Sheffield diving at slip. They scrambled through the 100. 400 up then, 400 for 6 to England. And there's the old streaker. He's going to be greeted when he gets back. He's probably picking up a £10 note from somebody. Bob Woolmer's turn this time. He's swung it away. He's hit it gloriously. Right into the crowd for 6.
And that one has gone for 6. A very, very big hit. Into the tavern bar.
Woolmer here taking toll of Ashley Mallet. He's moved on to 31. And there he goes. 3rd time and the wicket to Ashley Mallet. And that's it. There's the declaration. Tony Greig, the England captain, on the balcony, beckoning the boys in.
That declaration left Australia an improbable 484 to win in 500 minutes. In the event, rain shortened the last day and made the match a draw. But now England, in a quite amazing metamorphosis, had achieved fresh spirit, fresh resistance, fresh heart. And just as surely as the captaincy brought the best out of Greg, so he brought the best out of his players. And David Steele, the Northants unknown of a week before, had become almost an English folk hero. So it meant that Headingley ahead was now an opportunity and no longer a potential ordeal. Now, reflecting the new feeling, Edrich, Steele, Greig led the batting, and England finished with 288. That hardly seemed a commanding total until yet another of the new players realised the selector's best hopes, or better. Under the new qualification rules, Phil Edmonds, who was born in Zambia, was only lately qualified for England. Young, quick-witted, he's an attacking slow bowler. Here, Ian Chappell is the batsman.
And that coming on with the arm. No spin there this time. And he's bowled him. Bowled him with the worst ball he's bowled in his 2nd over. Oh, would you believe it? A great start then for Phil Edmonds. So, Ross Edwards taking guard, his runner in the customary position just by the square leg umpire. And that must be, yes, LBW first ball, and Phil Edmonds is on a hat-trick in his first Test match. So the hat-trick ball coming in, Walters facing. Quicker one. So Doug Walters survives. And that's it, and he's caught him. Swept straight into Derek Underwood's hands behind square, and Greg Chappell goes really off the middle of the bat. So what a fairy tale start for Phil Edmonds.
Out. Corner slip by Chris Old.
Doug Walters down the far end. He's on 19, 107 for 7, Australia. And he's given him out LBW. And 5 wickets to Phil Edmonds in his first Test match.
Everything had gone right for Edmonds and indeed for England. With a lead of 153, their second innings was dominated yet again by David Steele, who, unfussily and professionally sound, followed his first innings of 73 with a 92, which only disappointed all England because he didn't reach the century everyone felt he'd earned.
That was a good stroke from David Steele.
It's a genuine half volley. Firmly hit through mid-off. Thompson chasing it, giving it away. He's beaten Gilmore this time, much to the relief of David Steele, because that single takes him through to yet another 50. And Steele, a fine shot, using his feet beautifully down the pitch, and it's into the crowd. A great six then by David Steele. Skillfully placed again by Steele. Nicely timed shot off the back foot. So just beating McCosker through there. And Steele, that's another fine shot. Really good control, quick past square leg there by David Steele. To Steele. That's a fine shot. First time he's really been able to time the hook off Jeff Thompson, got into position nicely. That's out. So Steele not to make his 100, and the crowd here hardly realised what had happened. It was such a snappy catch there by Greg Chappell at mid-wicket. There was silence here of a few seconds until they saw David Steele head bowed a little on his way back to the pavilion after another really excellent effort. Out for 92, caught by Greg Chappell at mid-wicket off the bowling of Gary Gilmore.
Steele had given England the chance to square the series. Australia were left needing 445 to win, more than any side had ever made in a fourth innings to win a test match. But at the end of the fourth day, Australia at 220 for 3 needed another 225 runs, or England just 7 wickets, to decide the match. We left the ground on that fourth evening anticipating a great final day. But we woke up to the news that overnight the pitch had been vandalised as a demonstration by friends of a man they believed to be unjustly imprisoned for armed robbery. In the event, it had no real effect on the match because rain would have prevented play for most of the day in any case. So we came to the last test with an extra 6th day allowed, since although Australia had retained the Ashes, England could still square the series. Once more, the wicket was deadly slow. And when Ian Chappell, as captain of Australia for a record 30th, as he said, last time, won his first toss of the series, they batted. Chappell and Rick McCosker calmly and scientifically reduced the English bowling to pack.
That's a delightful little cut. Beaten second slip, giving him no chance of cutting it off. Skating through for 4 more. That's beautifully put away. Oh, we were chasing it, it's going to be in vain, running through for 4. Well, that's got away all right. Cut it all the way for 4.
Very good shot. It wasn't all that far away from leg stump. Oh, lovely shot. No need to chase that. That's a great stroke. That's probably McCosker's best shot of the day, I would think. It's a good shot for 4 runs. That takes McCosker on to 99. It's his highest test score in England. make your first Test century, a glorious hook shot, getting all the way past square leg. A splendid performance by Rick McCosker, his first 100 in Test cricket. And there it is. 2 runs to Ian Chappell to bring up his century, take him on to 101. A very good innings from the Australian captain.
When Ian Chappell declared at a towering 532 for 9, England were caught on the one grey, overcast swing bowler's day of the match. Walker, in particular, bowled superbly, and England were out for an abject 191, 341 behind. And when they followed on, with almost 3 full days left, their position seemed hopeless. It was then that Gregg's English team reached its peak of achievement, with the kind of resistance the side of 1974-75 in Australia had never mustered against the Australian fast bowlers. One after another, they did their jobs. John Edridge, all grit and hard edges, made 96. David Steele, his now familiar phlegmatic self, 66. Graham Root, coming in on the brink of disaster, and after a duck in the first innings, 77. Alan Knott, gamely defiant as ever, 66. And to cap it all, Bob Woolmer, treated by his county as a bowler who can bat a bit, with the slowest century ever recorded in England-Australia tests, saved this one against all probability. England had justified themselves, even though Australia, by taking the first Test match at Edgbaston, had retained the Ashes. The thought still nags, though, if when Dines won the toss at Edgbaston, he'd given England first innings and Australia had batted on that rain-damaged wicket, how might that match have gone then? And, from that point, how might the series have gone? England could count her access of confidence as an immense gain, but couldn't afford to forget that much of this was achieved on pitches so desperately slow as to reduce the effectiveness of the Australian fast bowlers by at least 50% by comparison with the conditions in Australia less than a year earlier. Still, though, in addition to the splendid captaincy, the uplifting captaincy of Gregg, England could count as a gain the return of Barry Wood, a very game batsman, against pace, and the entry of Steele, Woolmer and Edmonds. All these are positive gains, and they make for a stronger England side. That's not to say England are going to dominate world cricket, certainly not against sides as strong as those currently appearing for Australia and West Indies. And one must remember that the sharpest edge of the England attack was John Snow, rising 34, which is an advanced age for a fast bowler. This, though, is advance. Let us not demand more for that, and let us look with hope for the young players coming up to Test standard through the county game. In those domestic competitions, Leicestershire, the team built by Mike Turner and captained by Ray Illingworth, were technically, tactically and temperamentally outstanding. They won the Benson and Hedges Cup, and at the end they became county champions for the first time in their history. In the Gillette Cup, Lancashire staged a semi-final repeat against Gloucestershire of that 1971 classic in the dark, even down to the fact that once again David Hughes was there when it mattered.
Roger Knight to David Hughes. David Hughes realising he's got to do something about it. He struck it magnificently over the top. And is David Hughes going to do it again? That was a tremendous shot. Used his feet, kept his cool, kept his head down, and put it into the crowd over the top of mid-off. Electric atmosphere. That's the quieter section of the crowd. But down amongst the young boys by the screen, difficult to hear, so to speak. That's picked up again. It's another great blow. Brown now to Simmons. Have to hurry. If he hits, he's struggling. hit the wicket. They want 10 to win. There are 9 balls left. And that's an edge, and it could be a lucky 4 runs. Yes, it's gone through. So the field moving in. And that's it. Ratcliffe has done it. The crowd came in. He's driven it straight back, extra cover. He's leaping in the air, absolutely delighted.
So once again, Lancashire, with their custom-built and experienced over-limit team, were in the final. Middlesex, unexpected runners-up in both one-day finals, again but outgunned. Darley Dale was the unlikely setting for Hampshire to take the John Player League, and as so often, their opening batsman, the South African Barry Richards, and West Indian Gordon Greenidge, created a winning position for them. My word, what a splendid blow. 6 over cover point. I must wish he could go away. Another 6. 24 off his first 2 overs, 6 off the first ball of the third. Made a great bat move, just a bit. Played it well, and that's his first boundary. That's gone a long way up, it's coming a long way down. It's got a lot of carry, and it's 6 again. Looks like 6. Richard Gilliott happily accepted Hampshire's first one-day trophy. The 1975 season also saw the retirement of some of cricket's most respected players. Graham Mackenzie of Leicestershire, Western Australia and Australia, splendid athlete and most courteous of fast bowlers.
His bowler, Mackenzie, look at him. It's not often you see Mackenzie get excited. Really leapt in the air, the crowd on their feet. A sad blow there for Hampshire, the great Richards, clean bowl by Mackenzie, with a very useful ball indeed.
M.J.K. Smith, Mike Smith, prolific batsman, respected and well-liked captain of Warwickshire in England.
It's a lovely shot by Smith. Picked the line of that very quickly.
John Murray played his last match at Lord's in the Gillette Cup final, saluted by those who knew him best on his own ground. And he later demonstrated why he retired with the world record for wicket-keeping dismissals.
Oh, what a great catch! What a marvellous catch by J.T. Murray. In this, his last appearance at Lord's. Frank Hayes caught Murray, bowled Gomes for 17. And you will struggle to find a greater catch than that in this summer or any other summer.
Some other very worthy cricketers left the scene this summer too, including Tony Nicholson, that master medium-pace seam bowler of Yorkshire. And you may wonder why I haven't mentioned Colin Cowdrey. Well, although he's announced his retirement, I cannot believe he's going. I cannot believe he's going to leave the game he loves so deeply and which satisfies him more than anything else after a season in which he scored a century against the Australians, and less than a year after he was summoned to Australia to play in a test match. If, in 5 years' time from now, he hasn't played again, I'll say goodbye to him with every bit as much sincerity and admiration as I could do now. Among those who stay in the game, it's important that the cricketers themselves, voting from the dressing rooms, picked as their cricketer of the year Peter Lee, that dogged, plug-away seam-upper of Lancashire, who doesn't get much publicity, but can still take 100 wickets in the season. One notices Northants and their potential despite their captaincy difficulties. One remembers that Robin Hobbs, in what he subsequently called his last season, took a remarkably fast 100 off the Australians, who persisted with their slow bowlers, and he continued to go down the pitch and hit them out of sight. It was a season of immense exuberance and of quite immense fun. It was a season when, in absolutely the right social setting, for the first time in English history, there were Indians, Pakistanis, West Indians, Australians, New Zealanders, Africans, Sri Lankans here to cheer on their own sides in an international competition. The sun shone, and when the sun shines, people will always come to see cricket, especially when it's as entertaining as so much of it was this season.